Okay, here's some more of the trig review problems, and this is 11 through 14. Find a positive and a negative coterminal angle for each of the following angles. So there's an easy way to do this just by adding and subtracting 360 or 2 pi, and that should really work, but I'll demonstrate one with a sketch, and then you can always sketch them out. It's always a good idea to sketch them out so you have a good idea what's going on. So number 11, we want negative 7 pi over 6, negative 7 pi over 6. So let's just see what this looks like. So I'm going to just sides over here, but it's going to be going clockwise because it's a negative angle. So you want to understand how these things all work. And here's negative 3 pi over 6, negative 6 pi over 6, so negative 7 pi over 6 would be over here. Oh, sorry about that, it's not very straight. And there's your reference angle. Your reference angle is going to be pi over 6. Okay, so we have a positive angle over here, which is going to be like 5 pi over 6. So that's 1. And then we want a negative, so if we start over here and we're going in the negative direction, if we go around again, another 2 pi, then we're going to be back there, so I'll take negative 7 pi over 6 minus 2 pi, because I'm going to go back around another 360 or 2 pi in the negative direction, and 2 pi is 12 pi over 6. That's 360, so that's going to end up being negative 19 pi over 6. So these both end up at the same place. In other words, this goes around here, goes around again, another 360. It ends up in the same place. It's coterminal. The terminal sides are the same. And this is a positive one that has the same terminal side. So those are coterminal angles. There's a positive and there's a negative. So that's pretty much what you could do for that one. And the other ones, like I said, you could just add and subtract 360 or 2 pi, and then it should work out. So like a number 12. Here's number 12 over here. Number 12, the angle was 3 pi over 4. So we could just add 2 pi to that, which would be 8 pi over 4, right? And we would get 11 pi over 4. So that's coterminal. That's a positive coterminal angle. Then I could take 3 pi over 4 and just subtract 8 pi over 4. And that's going to be minus 5 pi over 4. And those are coterminal angles. They just go around in each direction. One clockwise, one counterclockwise. This one goes around counterclockwise. This goes around clockwise. Okay? Number 13, excuse me. 13, we'll do that down here. Number 13 was degrees, 200 degrees. So I could just add 360. That's going to be 560 degrees, so that's a positive coterminal angle, goes all the way around. And I can take 200 degrees, I can subtract, 360. I get minus 160 degrees. And you can sketch these out and see how that makes sense. In other words, if you want to sketch this, you could draw it down here. And you start over here and you go 200 degrees all the way around like this. This would be 180 plus another 20. That'd be your reference angle, would be 20 degrees. And then if you want a negative one, you go this way. This would be minus 90 and minus another 70 to make 90 there. And there's your minus 160, so it'll look the same way. And then number 14. Negative 100 degrees. I just add 360. I'll get 260 degrees. So that's a positive coterminal angle. And then I could subtract, take negative 100 degrees, and subtract 360. That'd be minus 460 degrees. Okay? So there's a positive and negative coterminal angle, so those aren't too bad. Okay, so I hope that is okay.